Hi everyone. Hi. So, today's topic. Today's topic is really insane. Now, I did say like in the last video that it was going to be a little bit of a crazy one. This one is not crazy for that reason. It's not like uh kind of weird in a way. But this one is kind of insane because I'm going to throw this right at you. I genuinely don't think you have never heard of anyone talk about this, like this general topic. You've heard like you probably never heard like my opinions, or maybe you have, but generally not. But like everyone has heard about talking about morals and politics and money and stuff like that. The general topic of today, I've genuinely never heard anyone talk about it before. Maybe I'm clueless, and it's a massive thing somewhere else, but I really don't think it is. Um, and I think it's really cool. It's really interesting, and it's really kind of unique in a way. So, what is it? What is this topic? I'll first start with a question. Um, so in my previous videos, I've had um, many of my ideas have been based on logics. Can you say that? On like I've said it's logical. It's just logical. It's pure logic. It's stuff like that. Like I've used those phrases a lot. And for example, about morals, like I believe that morals are like a human thing, in the sense that they are they are like that because of our nature, and they're universal. That's why, like, because they are human properties, then they are kind of universal, and I've explained why and all that, and all the um, ideas that I have about them. And uh, you know if you really think about it, like uh, the normal objection that anyone would have is, no, I don't think that morals are objective and universal. That's one. Or I don't think that specific moral thing is true. Like, you're being wrong. For me, it's something else, right? But if you really think about it, you can ask me, well, how, like, you've said that those things are universal, right? And they're objective and they're truths. Now, they're truths for who? Like, where do those truths come from? And most importantly, how do you know that this is actually the true thing, like about something or about morals in general? How do you know that's uh, the highest level of truth? Like, there isn't something more that is different. Like, how do you know that these specific morals are true? Period. Like, for anything ever in the universe, in the language of logics. I don't know if that makes sense, but how do you know that? And I thought about this just maybe like a day ago or something, and I and apparently I don't have an answer to it. So I do have an answer, but I can't be sure that my ideas are like the highest level of truth possible, because this concept might be like really hard to understand. But like, I think about it in like layers. You know how uh, there's a layer like here, and there's one higher up, and all of that, right? And it's easier if I do it like this. Like, there's one like here and here and here and here, levels of truth. And this is like layers of anything. It could be anything, like levels of knowledge. You have like primary school, and then you have middle school, high school, a college, PhD, or whatever that's called, like, you know, in that way. And so how do I know that my level of truth in the like in the universe place, not in like in as humans, like in the human perspective, because in the human perspective there's all these layers of truths, and then there's morals up here, like the very top, right? But in the context of like everything else, everything that exists, how can I be sure that morals stand here and not here or at the bottom or something, right? How can I know that? And the answer is no, I cannot know that. Simply, I have no tools to know whether there's a word that works best, in the frame of universe, of existence, of everything, I cannot know that it's the highest thing. I can and I can't even say that it's not. Maybe it is the highest thing still, but I simply cannot know anything about it. And the reason is that I've said this so many times already. We are humans. I am a human still, you know? I'm not a plush, I'm not Chromie, you know? I'm not a cute little character right here. I'm not a cute character right here. I'm a human still, you know? And humans are so smart and so capable and have such high capabilities, but not infinite, not even close to infinite. And not even like exceptionally high in a universal perspective. They're high as humans, as like beings on Earth. But if you think about like how much progress can be made, we're still behind a lot on stuff that can be achieved, you know? And so the fact that I am a human simply justifies me not being able to see in this universal reality. So, there's the, how can I do this? Like, there's the human reality right here, that is this size right here. And I can see everything in here, and I can know, okay, here, right here at the top, there are the morals and universal truths and all of that, right? That's my idea, at least. And then you have this whole other section right here. And I would even tell you like how much bigger it is. Like, let's say if this is the size of the universal like frame, then the human one is like tiny like this. But I cannot even tell you like the size difference, because I have genuinely no idea of what's in here, or what specifically is in here, how big it is, and what like stands on top and what stands on the bottom. And the only thing I can know is that this thing exists, definitely, because I am not infinitely knowledgeable. Therefore, there must be more that I cannot know as a human. And I do know that, what can I know? I can like make some I can have some ideas of what stuff there is in here, like as categories. Just a generic category that is in here, right? Where is right here. So I can just give some guesses of what's there. Not specifically what are like the actual ideas, but like I can say, oh, there's science, like there's the infinite science knowledge in there or something. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to call them, honestly, because because this is kind of irrelevant, but words are human properties. So how can you how can you describe something that is outside the humans like field, outside human range? You can give a guess, but that's basically it. So yeah, I cannot know whether I am I'm right in this universal, like in this universal frame, because, well, because like how things work for me, once again, as a human, is that the most correct thing is the best one. It's very easy, right? So you can say like there's all these ideas right here, and the one that stands on top is the correct best one. Now, I have no idea where this idea stands here. It could be at the bottom, here, near the top. I have no idea, right? And so this means I can be. How can I be sure that what I'm saying is true? You know, like I have the tools to tell you, okay, in my opinion, and I've given, I feel like, logical and interesting and right ideas about it. I said that morals stand up here, and morals are universal truths. And if something is not true always, or like, if something is not true generally for everyone, then it's not a moral. Then it's like a preference, or an idea, or an opinion. If it's true for everyone, it's a moral. If it's not, it's not a moral, right? And I've said all of the other things you can see in the morals video, right? So, but this is the human place, this one. So how can I know if in this place, the universe place, what I'm talking about is actually at the highest point? And the answer is, like I said earlier, I have no idea. I cannot prove it in any way at all, and I have no, like, how do you say this? I have no ideas. I have no any type of proof. I don't have any kind of experiment I could do or anything, any data. I have nothing. Here, yes, I have data, I have experience, I have ideas. Here, I don't. I absolutely don't. Zero, completely zero. And so you might tell me, well, doesn't this just prove that you're kind of wrong? You know, doesn't this just prove that, maybe morals aren't a universal thing, because you simply cannot know if they are the highest universal thing that exists in everything. You cannot know it, right? And and I do have an answer for it. Of course. And it's simply that it does not matter, like, whether or not my thing right here is the highest also in here, does not matter at all, because those are two very different frames of, like, size. I don't know, I don't really know what to call them, but like they just describe different things. And most importantly, this is fully contained in this one. Like, there isn't a single part of this that isn't here, and the only part that are here, only things that are here are also in. Sorry, the only part that are common are the ones that are also in here. So everything else that is in here that is not here is extra. Like, and it is inaccessible to this size, right? To this part. Why am I using so difficult words? You could say. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I don't care at all. Like, I feel like part of being smart and being right sometimes is knowing when your knowledge ends. Like I said in a video, you must be able to recognize, okay, I don't know enough about this to talk about it safely and like confidently, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna be confident about it because I'm not. So since I'm not confident at all in this whole area, I'm just going to say, like, my ideas are about humans, are about only specifically humans. And I would also say, like, all of those ideas are of course universal in time, but the fact that we are here today, like the world that we have today, does influence how you can apply them, does influence, like, something like, I said many times, in 200 before Christ, in during the Roman times or something, we simply did not have the technology to, probably, at least, I'm not exactly sure on that, but probably we did not have the technology to provide for everyone so that every single one could live well, like very well. We simply did not have it, okay? So while the moral is still there, like, don't to not steal, to not be greedy, to not be to be generous and all of that, when survival comes in, it's I want to say understandable why people will not actually respect morals. It's not right, but it's understandable. Here in our world today, it's not understandable, and I've said it, like, in the whole other video, right? So maybe if I was 300 years in the future, my ideas will be even more strict, or maybe not, I don't know, but that does influence the time. The time that I'm saying this does influence a bit the way I say it. The truths, the universal truths, are still there. Like, they'll always be there, and as long as humans are humans, they will always be there, because it's just like, humans give birth through, how was that called? They don't lay eggs, like reptiles and all that. That's a universal truth for humans, because we are built that way genetically. And then, in the same way, in my opinion, morals will remain universal and objective and will never change as long as we remain humans, of course. But where does, like, a 25th dimensional being, deity, god, or whatever, like, where is someone like that in here? It's not in here. A being with universal knowledge is not a human, is not in here. Sorry, it's not in here. It's in here. And so basically my ideas can only apply to humans, at least, like, consistently and for sure. But they can apply to other beings that are either less or more advanced or powerful, or different, simply different than we are. And therefore, what I'm trying to say is, I don't care at all that the things in here are, like, in here the things are maybe wrong, or I'm not sure, because I know that here they are viable and they're possible and they absolutely make sense. So I will respect, you can say, I will respect my limits, my boundaries, all of that. And I will not try, which is really important, I will not try to give an answer for here, for every single thing, like, possible. And this is just basically to say, like, to break the argument, like, what what about other species? Like, how will morals affect other species that are completely different from us? I don't know. So they cannot be right until proven likewise. So yeah, that's basically it. I cannot tell you that they will work for other species, and I don't want to find a good source, no, a good idea and a good truth for other species. I don't want to because I'm not other species, and I kind of don't want to lose my mind at trying to, get so deep into another species, like uh, ideas and mentality and all of that. Like in fiction, there are so often um, like species that only have one sex or something, or that don't reproduce. That like maybe they grow on trees or something. They don't reproduce like we do. And to me, a big part of morals, for example, are romantic stuff. And well, if there is no romantic stuff going on at all in a species, like how can that be true for that species? It cannot be true. That species needs another different objective set of rules, aka morals. They are morals, They can't have ours. I cannot give them ours because they will most likely have differences in them. Now, maybe in 20 years or 50 years or 5 years, whatever it is, we find life on another planet, or maybe even intelligent life, at least close to us, or maybe even more than us. And maybe, who knows, maybe they live kind of like we do. Maybe they have partners. Maybe they're different genetically. Maybe they have like 5 arms or something. Maybe they don't even have arms. Maybe they're tiny. They're like the size of ants. Maybe they're the size of elephants or whales or something like that. But maybe at least most of our morals apply, right? Well, I maybe that's what will happen, right? But I don't feel confident at all in believing in that, honestly. And it doesn't really make sense for me to do. Like, I don't really care, honestly, how aliens live now, because like there is a whole like idea behind that, like we as humans feel bad for other species too. Like if we see a dog injured, we're probably going to feel bad for it, right? And it's a dog, it's not a human, of course. So we as a species tend to care about other species too, not only because they give us something, but just because we are like that. Simple as that. We are like that as a species. So you might say, well, wouldn't you feel bad if like other intelligent species did that too? Other aliens did that too? Well, I I already think humans are idiots. Like humans of today are total idiots. Like they could have 15 IQ or something, saying it like that. They could be as smart as dogs or as cats or as fish, and it wouldn't change anything to me because they just do things that to me are totally illogical, completely wrong, completely immoral, and all of that, right? So if I'm ready to not care really about my own species, or at least members of my own species, I feel totally okay being okay. Those aliens are complete idiots if they do something that's different than I do. Now, you might tell me, well, aren't you kind of, you could say, racist? Because, like, what if they do something that is morally wrong to us, but is morally right to them? And I can be the bigger intelligent person or whatever and say, okay, I understand that. But once again, I still am only a human. So I personally think that I am totally allowed to say, yeah, what your morals don't make sense to me. Like your morals are in my idea, um, mm, like I don't, I, how do you say it in English? I don't, hmm, like I don't kind of, uh, we say it like I don't share them. I don't know if you can say that in English, but I can't just I can say just that I don't feel like I would agree or like I would do the same or like um I don't they don't really apply to what I believe and like you get what I mean, right? Can I say that they're wrong? Mm, I can say that they're wrong for me as a human, but I cannot say that they're wrong for them because a basic characteristics of morals is that they have to be right, universal, and objective for their species, of course. So I cannot tell them your morals are wrong, because I will be breaking my own rule. Now I could say, well, maybe that species is so different they don't even have a set of rules. Maybe, and honestly, I got this idea just now. Maybe. Totally maybe. Honestly, I should have said this from earlier too. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned it earlier, like how other species might not even have a set of morals. Maybe morals are something human and like the fact the idea behind morals themselves is strictly a human thing. Maybe it could be, I don't know. So yeah, maybe if I don't really know when I'm getting into this, but let's get over it. So like I'm still human, so I will still like uh say that I don't agree with stuff that other species do. But I won't try to like change their nature like that because that's not smart and it's not good and it's very, very, very stupid. So I don't know if there is more to this, honestly. This topic is really hard. I like the whole idea behind the universe section, right? There's the human and then there's the universe section. I genuinely feel like many people won't even understand at first what I mean by this. And I honestly don't even have the good enough words to say it. To I just imagine me, there's my bubble right here, and this is the whole bubble. Like I can know what's in here, and I just know that there's other stuff, but not what other stuff there is specifically. So I really hope this makes sense. The existence of this section makes sense, and I really hope what I said makes sense, and I really hope that this clears me out of that argumentation about, well, what about for other species? Like, what about for morals about other species? Well, simply those morals that I've listed in that video and many, many times are applied to humans and humans only. And you could say also humans in this kind of specific time. I don't really know, honestly. Maybe there's stuff that I'm missing. Maybe there's other morals that I'm missing just because we're not advanced enough or because I'm not smart enough, honestly. But I truly believe that since morals are a human thing, or like our morals are human things, we have the capabilities, the full capabilities to like discover, you could say, all of them and understand them and use them and like respect them and all that, right? We fully have enough brain. Like, if I tell you that stealing is wrong, you don't even need to ask me why, you know? Maybe if I ask that to a monkey or something, or to a dog or a cat, maybe I have a translator or something, and I ask them that, they will genuinely tell me why. Like, why is stealing wrong? Because they're not smart enough, and it's okay, it's absolutely okay. But since humans are smart enough for that, then yeah, I don't even need to tell you why stealing is wrong, why killing innocent people that haven't done anything to you is wrong, why beating them up is wrong, why being mean to other people is wrong. I don't even need to tell you that, because I'm a human and you're a human, and we're both very likely smart enough to know the answer without even thinking about it. So I think that's it for today. I if I get more ideas, maybe I'll like register more. Maybe, I don't know, or make another video. But I really hope what I said makes sense. I really hope at least a little bit of sense, like the tiniest, this amount of sense. So thanks for watching, as always. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you didn't understand anything. I'll gladly accept it too, because I don't think I'm the best teacher ever, if you could say. I'm not the best explainer ever, if that makes sense. So maybe maybe it wasn't clear enough. Maybe it was a bit confusing sometimes. I don't even have a script, so all of that, I kind of ramble sometimes. So tell me if that's the case. But once again, see you hopefully with either still an interesting topic next, but maybe a little bit more simple and easy to understand. All right, bye bye from Kuromi, bye from Quinn, bye from Chandy, bye from Chandy again. Where is she? Where is he? Bye bye.